This story was made here of sacrifice, blood, sand, pain. That night of anguish and trepidation, with courage to crush injustice, a resolve to end SARS. We remember that night. This story was made here on this soil, this floor, this gate, this blood, this stool, with blood dripping down my chin. I wrote myself into tears, citizens rolling on the floor, screaming, weeping, bleeding, dying, and still. This story was made here of sacrifice, blood, sand, and pain. That night of anguish and trepidation, with courage to crush injustice, a resolve to end SARS. We remember that night. This story was made here. We raised our voices from the void, stretching through the hallowed grim, proclaiming our faith on a nationhood, soldiers hearing the nation's anthem, shooting at us through the eyes of darkness, bullet piercing beneath our flesh, citizens dropping on the earth, comrades screaming in pain, and death falling on fear. This story was made here of sacrifice, blood, sand, and pain. That night of anguish and trepidation, with courage to crush injustice, a resolve to end SARS. We remember that night. This story was made here. They killed and picked bodies, stuck flesh to flesh and blood to blood. Our comrades, heroes, patriots who shared food and drank water with us a while ago, forced into Elysium, waving the flag of sovereign, dragging her best to death. This story was made here of sacrifice, blood, sand, pain. That night of anguish and trepidation, a courage to crush injustice, a resolve to end SARS. We remember that night. This story was made here. The days we slept out on this spot, singing to the promise, crafting the symphony of generational shift, dropping the garment of hostile struggle in ethnicity, embracing a new civilization wrapped in the fountain of unity. That night, this is the story. This story was made here of sacrifice, blood, sand, and pain. That night of anguish and trepidation, with courage to crush injustice, a resolve to end SARS. We remember that night.